A question that I get asked a lot is how I continue to show up and stay consistent in my marketing. And the answer is because the impact that I get to make from doing so is life-changing for me. I was at a business retreat a couple months ago, and we had to go around and share our biggest strength in our business, what we felt like drove the most impact for us. And what I said with the most clarity was that I've shown up consistently for the past decade. Without hesitation, I've shown up on social media, I've emailed my list, I've shown up here on YouTube consistently, and that has led to building a community, a personal brand, and results that I could have never dreamed of if I hadn't gotten visible. In this year and beyond, we are seeing people trust personal brands, humans, more than ever, and needing that connection in order to make the decision to buy. With the rise of AI, with the change in economy, people want to hear from people that they connect with, whether that be your values, the way you show up, just getting to see a person on the other side of things versus a brand. Brand Builders Group did a study. I saw the founder speak at the Social Media Marketing World Conference a few months ago, and he shared a lot of data about personal brand, one of them being that almost 3/4 of those surveyed are more likely to trust someone who has an established personal brand and who is showing up consistently in their marketing. When we think of impact, a lot of us think of sales. Whenever I ask my community, my subscribers, my followers here, what do you want from your marketing? I get the answer of sales, and I get it. Sales pay the bills. We need income coming in, but I want to go a little bit deeper. The next step for me is making an impact. And that's something that I'm really passionate about helping you do and myself do through my marketing. So the last couple of months, I've gotten some awesome inquiries that have made a huge impact on my life and my readers' lives. And I want to share them with you to show you what is potentially possible when you keep showing up and getting visible. Because guess what? The last few months have felt so quiet on social media for me and for maybe many of you. My likes have been down, and I talked about that in a recent video, so I will link it for you if you want to check that out after this one. The economy has felt shaky. The world in general has just felt weird and off and different this year, and I'm still making an impact by showing up, even if it feels like things are quiet. I've been doing this for almost 10 years, showing up consistently to my readers and promoting my books. Even when I haven't had new books out for years, I continue to market the ones that I did have out. Getting visible works. So in the past couple of months, I got a message from someone in high school who, for English class, is doing a project, making a portfolio of a poet and do a presentation acting as them. And the student chose me and reached out to let me know, to thank me for my art. I connect with your words in a way I cannot express, and I'm so thankful for artists like you who say the things that I cannot. Talk about impact. Like, that is exactly what I want to do, and what I envisioned growing up whenever I wanted to be an author is people like this. And I don't know if I got a sale out of her. I don't know if if she went and bought my books or not, or if she just found some things online. It doesn't matter to me because that's a huge impact. And also knowing how awful I was at presentations in high school, it is so funny to me and amazing to me to envision a student now presenting as me. But it's amazing to know that someone would choose me to give a presentation on in school, especially since in school, I think I was only allowed to choose from like Shakespeare and that's it. Okay, another one reached out, a reader who already had my book and wanted to mail it to me for me to sign it for them as a graduation present. And my favorite thing about these things is that I can choose what I want to do and I get to do these things, right? So I responded to her and we ended up coordinating that I would just send her a new signed copy instead. I got a reach out from a teacher who has a book club and is reading one of my books for their book club and shared that they have absolutely fallen in love with poetry. Your book has sparked deep discussions about mental health and our students would be honored to hear from you. How amazing is that? Getting to impact a whole classroom of students who are reading my book and not only enjoying the genre, falling in love with poetry, but having discussions about mental health, which is one of my biggest missions as a mental health author, is encouraging those conversations. So I got to send a short video back to them talking about my writing process for that book, why that book means so much to me, about my mental health journey, some advice for people who want to pursue their passion, and knowing that I would have loved to hear from an author that I enjoyed in high school and gotten a note from them or a video from them puts me in their shoes and makes me remember the impact that I'm having. And so That was also an amazing moment as well. I got another one recently. My students have been working on a poetry project, and so many of them have chosen a poem from your book out of about 100 poetry books in our classroom to practice and recite to the class. Your poetry resonates with ninth graders. Amazing. Like, life-changing, so impactful knowing that people are resonating with my book and choosing it, right? And here's the thing. I don't advertise signed books. I don't ask people like, hey, would you buy my books for your school's book club? Or would you recommend my book in your poetry project for your students? But I continue to get these messages on a regular basis because I continue to stay visible, because I've built a personal brand, because I engage with my community, and people who reach out to me, who comment or send me messages or emails, know that. Even when engagement and reach is down on social media, even when the world feels different this year, the economy feels different, I'm still making an impact with my work. And it might look like sales are down. I don't know. But this is such a huge impact for me and reminds me of my mission and reinvigorates me to continue marketing my work and making an impact. And if I didn't work each day to be visible while things were slow, to promote my products, to build my brand, to make sure readers know about my work, I wouldn't have gotten these messages. Now, this takes traction. This takes time to build. And of course, I have a long, long way to go too. I don't want to stop building what I've created, but know that if you're in the beginning stages or if you're in the messy middle stages and it feels like things aren't working for you, they will compound. Momentum starts to compound the more that you go. So I don't want you to give up. And I wanted to just share this pep talk with you about the impact you can make when you do show up consistently. Some of my best experiences have come from creating a brand. I was invited to one of the largest book festivals in the world a couple years ago, got to speak to hundreds of students, got to travel to schools to speak to their students, did multiple panels, got flown to Dubai for this event. And that came because I had a brand and an audience to share the experience with. That's why I was chosen. I'm 99% sure that's why, because I got visible. So your assignment from me is to think about what impact looks like to you and how you can work towards making that impact this week. How can you get visible this week to work on building that compounding momentum and growing your brand? If you would like my support in growing your brand, this is something we talk about in the Creatives Content Club. There's a whole module on setting your marketing strategy, your messaging, your brand, building that consistency and familiarity with your audience. That's how we build trust in the long run. marketingbyshelby.com/club is where you can go if you are interested in learning more about the club and getting my support inside. I'd love to see you there. And lastly, I did a free class on the 5 marketing shifts you're seeing this year. And talking about personal branding was one of them. And I talked a little bit more in depth about the fix for this particular issue, as well as trust recession and longer buyer cycles and the fix for those as well. So I'd love to direct you to that class to check it out and pick a couple shifts that really resonate with you that you want to apply to your own strategy. Thank you so much for watching/listening. I will see you in the next one. Bye.